Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. Woo, you won't believe where I am today. Let me show you, give you a peek. I am at the beach. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful here, but it is pretty gloomy. It's not usually this gloomy the last day of May. Usually by now we're really fully into sunshine, but it is gloomy today. But still, the sound of the waves pounding against the shore, music to my heart for sure, for sure. Hey, stay tuned. First one in the house. Hello, hello. And Ladella's in the house. Oh my goodness. Hey, Miss Nat and Nora from Arcuda 2001, two of my super duper moderators. Oh my goodness. And let's see, Miss Nat, you emailed me, and I think I emailed you back, but I gotta check and see. But I will email you back if I haven't. Whew, I'll read an email and then mean to respond and then forget to do so, and then maybe a month later I'll remember and I'll think, did I email that person back? I'm just sometimes overloaded and forget, but I'm sorry, Miss Net, if I did not, but I will get back with you if I haven't. What are those little crowns? What little crowns? Um, hmm, I'll have to check and see. Uh, hey, who else is in the house? Everyone. Hey, 63 Clocks is here. So is, oh my goodness, Vaughn's on a roll, one of my members. Oh my goodness. I wanted to see, um, Lindy and I were we were supposed to, I thought, have a announcement today, but maybe we'll be making it next week. Let me look and see. Hold on for a second. I'm a little bit shaky here. Let me look and see if I got a text back from Lindy letting me know if we're going to do it today or not. Nope, didn't get it. So I guess we'll have to maybe wait till next week, but we have an announcement that we're going to be making about a I'm not going to steal the thunder. We'll wait till next week, but we have an announcement that we're going to be making. I think they're annoying, the crowns. What crowns? I'm not sure what crowns you're talking about, Nora. But interesting. I don't know. Uh Bow down to royalty. Oh my goodness. Hey, Caroline, Hannah, how's it going? Kathleen Condra, what an intriguing topic. Yes, I just released a video. If you guys haven't seen it, go over and check it out. Ooh, is it too noisy? I got a lot of traffic back here. I don't know if it's getting a lot of noise in the background, especially when a motorcycle passes by. But who else is here? Let me make sure I say hello to everyone else. And I want to get onto this topic and see what everyone has to say about it. Stella, oh, from warm. So where are you that it's warm and sunny? Because where I am, it's overcast and gloomy, Stella. Hey, Rose Grace, lifestyle coaching with Donna Flynn. Hey, Donna. Azevo. Hello, Azevo. How are you? It's time for California June gloom. Oh my goodness. I don't want June gloom. I just love 75. 72 is actually perfect for me. Perfect weather, 72. Hey, Sandra Johnson. Yes, happy Saturday to you from Libertyville. You're right near, not too far from my very best friend. Hey, Barry. Hello. You're ready. Okay, Barry. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm at the beach. Oh my goodness. We've got our boogie boards not out today because it's overcast, but I could hardly wait. We have boogie boards. We got a paddle board. We have a paddle board and we have a raft. So we're going to be doing some rafting, some paddle boarding, and some of everything. That's the plan this summer. Oh my goodness. Vaughn's on a roll says, yes, Stella, it's steamy, but a chance of rain for next 24 hours. Oh, really? I hadn't read that. Oh, Miss Fetchy. I'm not really reading what that says, Ayazebo. Okay. Um, everyone's saying hello to everyone. Kenneth just got here. Hey, Kenneth, you're kind of early today. Oh my goodness, you're going to get the whole chat. And Jackie says, gloomy in Oregon. Rarely see the sun here. Ooh. No, I would be depressed. Need to leave Oregon back to California by Wednesday. Still waiting for a baby. Oh, I hope that baby comes before you have to leave. Let's just pray that baby is going to come tomorrow. Okay, Jackie? Tomorrow's the day. We're going to send good thoughts out. Baby, 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 come tomorrow. So you can see the baby before you leave, Jackie. Oh my goodness. Uh, Three generations. Hey, three generations. Sandra, did I say hi to Sandra already? Hey, Kalina Pacificana. Hello, aloha, sister, to you. Aloha, aloha. Oh my goodness. Did you say you're on Oahu, Kaliana? Because we may be coming over to Oahu. Do you want to go back to Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay, we may be coming over there. I love Hawaii. Oh my goodness. Guess Carol doesn't see them. Or if I see them, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not recognizing that they're crowns. I don't know. I don't know. So where are they? Are they next to people's names? I'll have to go look and see. Hey, Cargo Trailer Eric, hello. You usually miss your lives. Good to see you. Now, Cargo Trailer Eric. Okay, I hope someone may be watching, but Jen, before I got my van built out, there was a lovely, lovely, lovely couple. Her name is Jen, and I think he was Eric. And he was so kind to show me through his trailer and show me everything he had in it, and give me pointers and tips. They came in and made a comment and said they were congratulating me for my channel, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago or more. And they were like, don't know if you remember us. Well, yeah, I do remember you, and I meant to go back and answer that comment because I wanted to respond in a longer comment. And I forgot that day, and then a couple of days went back, or a couple of weeks actually went by, and then I remembered, and now I can't find that comment. So if either one of you are on this live, please comment again, because I do want to reach out to you. You were so kind. They were so kind. We met up in Laguna, and they took the time to show me their trailer, and she had a channel, and just the loveliest couple you ever want to meet. So I really did want to acknowledge you and maybe get together. But yeah, once I go through several videos, it's very hard to go back and find a specific comment. So I am so sorry that I didn't respond, and now I can't find your comment. But anyhow, hey, Deborah from New Mexico. Oh my goodness. What's it like there in New Mexico? Hey, Martina One. Hello, hello. Another moderator. Oh my goodness. Let's see. And I meant to make Vaughn make you a moderator. Let me go over here and see if I can do that now. Let's see. Can I do that here? Nope. I don't want to do that. That only bans people. I don't want to do that. Uh, oh goodness, I don't know how to do that on here. So I'll have to try and figure that out, Vaughn. But I do want to make you a moderator. Sharon's Joyful Journey. Hello. Chilly here in Pennsylvania. Ooh, 65, normally low 80s. Yeah, the weather is just really very, very strange. And they're saying that this year is going to be a really big hurricane season. A really big hurricane season. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So everyone's saying hello. Um Kiliana is saying aloha to folks. Uh hmm. Miss Net says it appears that most of the crowns are gone. I don't know what that was. I didn't even see him. Uh let's see who else is in the house. Don't see. Hey, Patty. Had a week dog to vet a few times, but much better now. Then I had a medical issue. Pray that I get it figured out. Oh my goodness. You know what, Patty? I keep saying this, but I'm going to be up, not in your area, but closer to that, kind of halfway between here and you. I will be there on Saturday. So maybe we could do something Saturday. Maybe instead of lunch, going out to breakfast, because Saturday I'm going to be doing some a video with my goddaughter. I'm going to be taping a video, but maybe we can get together Saturday. I'll email you and we'll see. Oh, Jessica says I'm talking too loud.
You're practically yelling, Ma.
No, I'm not yelling.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, if I talk lower, people can't hear me.
Yeah, sure they can't.
So anyhow, Susie Wright in Eastern Kentucky. Oh my goodness. Now, is that near Bowling Green? Where's Eastern Kentucky? Happy Mac says happy Saturday. Thank you, Happy Mac. Happy Saturday to you too. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oh, Azebo's in sunny California. Oh my goodness. Deborah says it's 85 here in New Mexico. Too hot for me. Yeah, that would be a little past my comfort zone, I have to say. Susie Wright, everyone's stay tuned saying it's too hot for her too. Kuliana says, come on, would love to meet up with you. I hope to do that. There's so many places I want to go to before the end of this year. But and I'm going to probably do a video on it, so I'm not going to go into all the details. But I have a friend. He was born in Mexico, but he's now a U.S. citizen. He had a horrific experience. He got stuck in Mexico, couldn't come back to the United States. He just got back a few days ago. I'm going to do a video on it, but oh my gosh, it was, and he still has a court case pending. I'm not going to really say anything too much until the court, I don't want to do a video until the court case is over. He gave me permission to share his story, but he says he doesn't want to be in a video, have his face on a video. But he gave me permission to share his story, but I want to wait till his last court date on Thursday when they dismiss it, because it was just bogus charges. But it's scary out there. I'm telling you, it is getting scary for a lot of folks out there. But anyhow, Nancy, Kenneth says, I've only seen Hawaii from the airport. Oh my goodness. That is no place from which to see Hawaii, the airport. Oh, wow, Kenneth. Nancy says 103 in Central Valley. Ooh, now would Bakersfield and Fresno be considered Central Valley? Because I know those areas are really hot. Now, what area would Carpinteria be considered? Because that's a beautiful area, beautiful. And what's that area where we did the butterfly? Monarch butterflies. They had. I can't remember what that. It started with a P. There's a beach that started with a P.
I'm looking.
But it was beautiful. Hey, Dave 49. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much. Let's see. Joy B is in the house. Hello, Joy B. And Tara Weidman. Hello, I'm good. How are you doing? 3 Generations says, laughing out loud, if you push on the crown 75 at the top, your cell phone screen, you'll see a list of people in the chat. I can't do that right now because I'll drop my computer and I'll get all messed up, but I'll push on the crown at 75. I don't even know what that is. You guys know I'm not a technical person. But where was it? What?
Santa Cruz. This is right there.
No, it's not in Santa Cruz.
No.
It was down here. It was at Pismo Beach. That's where it was.
Oh, yeah.
Pismo Beach. Yes. We were at Pismo Beach a few years back when they had
during the freaking pandemic.
Oh yeah, it was during the pandemic when the only place we could go was outside places. So we were camping like fools. I tell you, going everywhere.
Yeah. I remember.
Please don't. Okay. What do you want to tell him?
Yeah,
just make it appropriate.
Of course, it's appropriate. I remember she was like, "Okay, you're on Zoom, so like pack up, get some clothes. We're going. We're at the iPad. Remember, we're going." I'm like, "Okay,
we're heading out. We're heading out. I'm tired. I'm tired of sitting here in the house. We are heading out."
Yeah.
I told Jessica, I said, pack your bags, throw some clothes in. I don't know where we're going, but we're hitting the road. I can't take this anymore.
Yeah.
We did indeed.
Yes.
Hey, Cheryl Katz says you can make someone a mod from YouTube, not in StreamYard. Um, let's see. How do I know I can do it? Hold on. I can do it on my phone. Let's see. I can do it on my phone. Let me try and see if I can do it on my phone. But hold. Oh, sorry. I'm tilting this while I'm getting my phone. My password.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I hold it.
Jessica. You're actually making it a little worse. Sorry.
Worse
but,
how?
Yeah. Okay, just Jessica.
Fine, yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Now you got me. You're gonna make people dizzy. You got me. You got me. Okay. Let's see.
What?
I'm gonna go on the live here, and I'm gonna try to When your schedule gets hectic, my goodness. Rover's got you covered. It's got the it's got an ad going on.
Skip the ad then.
Okay, all right. I got Vaughn here. Ad as a moderator.
Skip the ad then.
Okay, all right. I got Vaughn here. Ad as a moderator.
Skip the ad
then. Okay, all right. I think you're a moderator now, Vaughn. So let me know. I think you are. At least it says you are. We'll see. Who else is in the house here? Have I missed anyone? Because I want to get onto this topic, talking about how little that you can live off of. Also, I had no idea. I know people keep saying, "Oh, California costs so much more. It's so much more expensive." Da 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 da. And I'd always think, well, I don't see where it's that much more expensive. Yeah, some places when I was back in the South, you could maybe go to a restaurant and maybe get a few things, maybe a little less, but the groceries weren't any less. And the produce was terrible compared to here. That it was wilted and dying, at least in the store I went to. And they didn't have a great selection. So I was like, can't be that much more to live in California. Now I know the rent. And the real estate is astronomical here. There's no question about that. But when I did my video for today, I was looking at different things like insurance, auto insurance, groceries. Actually, groceries are higher here. I didn't realize. Gas, of course. Gas is average. When I was doing my research, it said it was $4.81 an average per gallon here. And like in Tennessee, I think it was $2.51 or 71, but about $2 cheaper a gallon. That's huge. If you do a lot of driving, that is huge. Anyhow, we'll get to that in a little while. Hey, Graham, good day to you from Raymond Terrace. Hello. Hi, Bobby from Florida. Oh my gosh, all that noise in the background. Whenever a motorcycle goes by, it is just really, really loud. Sharon's Joyful Journey says, I think the crowns are in the purple boxes after. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Martin says, still gloomy in Southwest Ohio. Okay. All right. Susie Wright says, Glow, I'm 5.5 hours from there. Oh, 5.5 hours. So you must be up. Yeah. About, Bakersfield is about 4.5. So yeah, you're somewhere up there. Okay. All right. Stay tuned says, sound good to me. You're showing your excitement. You're showing your excitement, Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
so you're excited about me telling you pack a bag and let's hit the road again?
No.
Oh my goodness, but we had fun last time. Well, that was because we couldn't do anything or go anywhere.
Yeah, I probably should have got the Wi-Fi sooner because we had really bad reception, I remember, and they kept cutting in and out of my classes.
I know.
That's the only thing that sucked. Other than that, yeah, sure, I had a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have the Wi-Fi, so she was on homeschool. So when we were traveling, she had missed different classes or it cut in and out of her class. So she was not happy about that sometimes. But not all the time, just occasionally.
Yeah, I know.
Sylvie says the whole international travel thing scares me to death. Yeah. I have some friends. One of them is a doctor and the other is not. But the person who's a doctor, I don't know if she's here on a green card visa or what, but they're married. It's a married couple, but it's a gay married couple. So they're afraid to leave the country because they're afraid that at the airport she might get stopped and might not, or she may even be a citizen now. But people are just scared. People are scared to travel. They're scared to go out. Scared. They're scared, but they're frightened, you know. But I'm going to do a video on his incident, and wow, it was it. What it showed is how easy it is for someone right now, for someone who is innocent, to possibly be sentenced to prison for 5 to 10 years, and how difficult it could be to prove your innocence. And I mean, common sense says that he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, when you look at the facts. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to say a whole lot right now before his case is completely adjudicated. It's supposed to be dismissed this week. I don't want to say a lot because I don't want to do anything to, throw a fly in the ointment and tick someone off that they decide to give him a hard time. But yeah, it was, let me just say this, it was scary. Dave says it's 64 here in cool Virginia. Oh my goodness. Well, I have two good friends in Virginia now. Oh my. Sharon Gregory says my husband and I currently own our mobile home and live in a 55 plus mobile home park, and our rent space is $750 per month. Wow. You know, that is high, but actually compared to here, it is low, so it's all relative. I met a girl a couple of days ago, and she well, it's kind of okay. You want to sit outside for a minute, but don't sit on the cliff.
Or where the heck am I going to sit with the people walking back
Oh,
and
that's
forth
true.
there?
That's true. Just, you know what you can do? You can just open the door. Just open the door and sit with your facing that way.
Thank you.
But she lives in a van, a cargo van, like a Ram ProMaster. It was either Ram ProMaster or Sprinter. I can't remember. But I was talking to her and asked her if they live full time. And she said, yeah, but they're not on the road right now. They had been on the road for 4 years, but they decided they wanted to settle down for a little while. They live in a mobile home park right up the street here and in Oceanside. And they pay $2,100 a month for their space. Now, it's not too far from the beach. It's, I guess, maybe a 5 minute, 10 minute walk, but still 21 or 2,300. I couldn't remember, but it was one of those. It was over $2,000 a month to park a cargo van. We're not talking about a huge Class A that might take up a lot more power or electric. A van, and they pay that per month. Sharon Gregory says, uh, where do you mind telling us what state you're in? You don't have to say the city, but I'm wondering what state you're in, Sharon. Um, Sandra Johnson is saying hello, hello. Yeah, Carpinteria is near Santa Barbara, Nancy, and we actually went to Santa Barbara for lunch when we were up there. That's right, the Pismo Beach Monarchs. Oh my gosh, it was just, oh, it was beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Stella Pismo, it was. I couldn't think of it for a few minutes. Stay tuned says 62 degrees in Seattle. Yeah, it is always so, they say, so rainy in Seattle. I don't know if I could take that. Now, there's a place that the librarian here was telling me about in Washington called Squim or something. It's under the rain cover or something. So it gets many days of sun there, and it doesn't get the rain that other areas in Washington get. But I am thinking of doing a trip up to Bellingham because my good friend Diane from Cultivate.life channel is up there. So I really am thinking of going up to Bellingham this summer. We'll see. We'll see. OJ for Hire says, hey, beautiful sisters and peep. Hello, hello to you too. Hello. Oh my goodness. Vaughn's on a Rose says, Bakersfield is Southern California. I think Carpinteria is too. I don't know. I think Bakersfield maybe Central California, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about Carpinteria. Uh, Hello, thank you, Sue Parks. Hello, and CW Style 3 saying hello to everyone. Hey, Elaine. Uh, that's great. Yeah, Sharon Gregory, that is great rent, especially compared to here. It's great rent. It's high for some places, but it's great, great, great rent here. The lowest rent I've seen for a mobile home park was $400 a month, but I don't think there are too many of those left because what's happening is so many large corporations have discovered mobile home parks, and they've discovered what a money cow they are, and they're going in and they're buying up a lot of these mobile home parks, although some are fighting back and their residents are buying up the park. A few have done that I've heard. um, Sharon's Joyful Journey says, I spent a month in Hawaii back in 08, 09. It was awesome. Wow, a month. That would be so cool. uh Oh, yeah, I think that's what I think. Yeah, I think it's Central Valley, Bakersfield, but I don't know. We'll see. Jackie says I'm driving back through the Central Valley. Yeah, if you're coming down 5, are you coming all the way down the 5, Jackie? If you're going to Disneyland, or you're probably not going straight to Disneyland, probably um going home first. Um, Everyone is saying hello, hello. Graham says, I have a new joke, but it's just too risky. Only good for those over 60, plus Jessica's in the house. Yeah, Jessica's in the house.
So?
She said, Jessica goes, so? Yeah.
I'm just watching videos.
It's not appropriate for you.
I'm an adult.
You are adult, but you're a baby adult.
Uh-huh.
She's a baby adult, I call her. I can, until you're fully self-sufficient, I consider you a baby adult. Hey, there's some people in their 50s who are living in their mom's basements. I consider them baby adults. I don't know. I may consider them toddlers at this point. Hey, Deborah says Carpinteria is the Central Coast. Yeah, I thought so. Uh, Nancy says my Central Valley is near Fresno. Okay. Okay. Karen's Road to Recovery Van Life says, hi, I had to move into my van because of the cost of living everywhere is too expensive now, especially rent, but I would rather live in my van where I'm comfortable and happy. Yeah, the video that I did today is talking about how people can actually live in a van for under $900 a month. However, that does not include if you have a vehicle payment or if you're heavily into credit card debt. But I mean, whether you live in sticks and bricks or a van, if you have credit card debt you're paying off and a vehicle payment, you're still going to have that. So, but the basic, but I go over and check out the video today and later after the chat, and see if you agree with what I say is the minimum amount I think people could live in a van for. And I will share specifically all the reasons why it is so much more expensive to live in some areas than others. I didn't realize how much so, like I said earlier, but you're actually paying a significant premium to live in certain areas, whether you live in a van or not. But hey, Karen's Road to Recovery, I'd love to talk to you more. If you want, hit me up at gloriouslifeonwheels at gmail.com, and we can chat because I'd like to hear maybe a little bit more about your story. Hi, Elaine. Casino, hello, hello. Nora's saying hi to Jessica and sending love hearts to you. She can't hear. She's on her phone. She's got her.
What?
Nora's saying hi to you and sending hearts.
Hi, Miss Nora. Yeah.
She says hi, Miss. Hi, yeah. Miss Nora.
I'm making a heart.
She's sending you a heart back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Nancy. Carpinteria is near Santa Barbara. There's another area that's not too far from Santa Barbara that I really like. It's up a little bit in the mountains, a little bit. It's called Ojai. It's really nice there, and they have a campground, a very nice campground. It's a cute little town, quirky kind of little town. I like those. Graham says, good day, Jessica.
Good day.
She says, good day to Graham. Kuliana says a lot has changed since then, Sharon. Yeah, yeah. I hear that Hawaiians, a lot of Hawaiians can no longer even afford to buy homes in Hawaii, that it's just been taken over by people who are not from Hawaii and driving prices up. And yeah, yeah. And we won't even get into what happened on Maui. That I don't even want to get in. Don't get me started on that. That just makes me angry every time I talk about that. So I'm not going to get into that here. But Sharon says, we live in Boulder, Nevada. Okay, we think our space rent is probably going to be increased to 800 next year. Still tolerable, still tolerable. And if it's only $50, I say only $50, but if you're living on, on minimal income, that's still a lot, $50. Um, Deborah says 75 is the number of people here. I just have a person, no crown. Okay, okay. I looked over. I saw, guys. I always forget to ask this. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up if you will. It really helps to I don't know what it helps. I don't know what it does, but it helps the algorithm. I don't understand all that stuff, but it does. Elaine says Cambria, yeah. Yeah, Cambria is nice. It's very nice. And Moonstone Beach is nice, Central Coast. That whole Central Coast is beautiful. Just beautiful. Hey, Amy, one of the holy, my sister in love. Hello, hello. Saying hi. Auntie Amy saying hello, Jessica. Saying hello. She's saying hello back to Auntie Amy.
Yeah, hi,
Miss Net says she cracked me up. Nora. Yeah. Hey, Silver Wing 77. Hello. Howdy, God's blessings and prayer for you and all those here. Thank you, Silver Wings. Blessings to you too. It is overcast and some rain off and on here in New York. Loved Hawaii. I know. I love, love, love Hawaii. So far, I've been to Kauai, Maui, Oahu, and I want to go to the Big Island. That's one of the places I would really like to go. So maybe next time I'll do two. I love Oahu though, especially out of the city. Um, Three Generations says I'm crown number 75. Each of us has a number according to how much you participate. We can compete. Ah, okay. I didn't know any of that. Iris, you know a lot more than I do. Yeah, Cheryl, I tell you, I know. Hey, now on to the next 100K, huh? Uh, Everyone's saying hello. Friday Thrifter says, I'm not senior or a van lifer, but I love this channel because of you. For the longest time, I really thought your name was Gloria. I know. I know so many people think that my name is Gloria, and I have people in the comments always say, hey, Gloria, hey, Gloria. And sometimes I'll say, my name is actually Carol. And sometimes I'll just respond and say, hello. I won't even correct it. It's like, hey, as long as they're not calling me something a whole lot worse, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. But thank you for being a viewer, Friday Thrifters. I appreciate it. You don't have to be a senior or a van lifer to fit into this group. Anyone can fit in here as long as you're kind and supportive, you know. Nora says, yay, now Vaughn can block. Nora, are we getting a little power hungry here? Nora is quick to block anyone who says something they shouldn't say, and I appreciate it. I really do. Oh my goodness. Vaughn says I'm a moderator. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh, Silver Wings is saying hi to Consonant Troll. I missed that. Who is that? Hello, hello. Sylvie says, I really like the video about how to live in a van for $900 a month. Yeah. It's doable. It's doable, but you're not going to be heavy in debt and do it. Although if you are in debt, it is a way you can open that door if you want, Jessica.
I'm okay. It's cooler back here.
It's a way to to lower your debt. Clouds and Sky. Remember I did an interview with her a while back. She did everything right. She thought she did. She waited till 65 to collect Social Security till her full retirement age. She worked full time. She saved money, and then she retired. She thought she had enough savings and with her Social Security, everything, but prices kept going up, up, up. She kept having to move down, down, down into worse and worse and worse areas till finally she said, it was like being afraid to even go out of her apartment. So finally, with everything increasing, so I'm going to get some air in here. I'm getting a little bit toasty in here. But she says that you can't hear it, but I can hear the ocean waves from here. Oh, it sounds so good. But she said that she was able, I think she moved into her van or her SUV. Oh, it's a little noisy. She moved into her SUV in like November, and I think I interviewed her in about maybe March, November, December, January, February. So she was in her van or her SUV rather about 4 or 5 months. And during that time, she was able to pay off her SUV, something she wouldn't have been able to do if she was in an apartment because you're paying $1,500 or whatever a month. So she was able to pay off her van and significantly pay down her credit cards such that she anticipates that by this summer she'll have them all paid off. So she was able to then move into a studio apartment. It's not a big apartment, but it's comfortable. And she has running water, stove, everything that you don't necessarily have in her. She didn't have rather in her SUV, but by the money that she saved now by not having a car payment and having fewer credit card debt, that added to her income. Plus, she started building her YouTube channel, so that gave her the the breathing space to be able to get a small apartment. Now, she didn't get one back on the East Coast or in an expensive area that she did before. She got one in Arizona. So it was less expensive. Plus, so van life doesn't have to be full time forever. It can just be long enough to accomplish your goals. I was on there and I saw on YouTube and I saw a young woman who now she's working full time remotely, so she has a decent income. But she was talking about how she saved $100,000, I think, over 5 years living in her van. But think about it: if you're paying $1,800 a month in rent, plus you're paying utilities, maybe another at least couple $100, that's $2,000 a month. So that's 24,000 a year. So at that rate, yeah, if you take that money and even keep a little of it back for living expenses, you could put $100,000 away in 5 years. And that's what she did. So again, it could be a temporary thing just to get you out of a bad spot and get you back on track financially. Let's see. Who else is here? Anyone else I haven't said hello to? Jackie says gas is $3.65 a gallon in Oregon. Um, yeah, it has been a while since you've been over here, Amy. But yeah, you've got your garden. I saw. Oh, my sister-in-law has her hot sauce. When are you going to get some more hot sauce going, Amy? Because it was so good. People are loving it. Plus, she has a greenhouse now. Do you believe it? They built her and her neighbor helped her build a greenhouse, so she's really going to town on her garden now. Hey, Long Beach Joe Jets. Salutes and respects to Glorious in the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Long Beach Joe Jets. Cheryl Cat says also gas is more and taxes and more and food and on and on. I have the land and I'm looking for another parcel, but looked in California, but cost of living is too high. Yeah, it is. I'm looking in an area right now, and if you want to email me, Cheryl, I'll tell you. But I'm looking at an area in California now that may be possible. It may be possible. I don't know. And I'm also looking in some other areas in Arizona. So we'll see. Stay tuned says the crowns go to the top commenters. Okay. All right. All right. Nora says she keeps asking Donald about you, Amy. So now everyone knows you're alive and kicking. Everyone's greeting everyone. Amy said Donald hasn't said one word to her. Oh my goodness, Donald. Donald's not a good message carrier, Nora. You got to know that. Graham says, "Welcome to the Blue Spanner Club, Vaughn. Don't let the responsibility overwhelm you. Please don't put me in timeout." Yeah, Graham goes close to that line of getting in timeout. But anyhow, what is the smallest amount each of you think you could live on where you're currently living? How much do you think if you cut everything down to the bone, cut out cable, cut out any subscriptions? I mean, just was, down to the nubs. What do you think is the smallest amount you could live on and still, I mean, not be miserable? I don't mean be so miserable that you don't, that, you walking around like looking like you sucked on a lemon. But what do you think? I'm curious about that. Um, Everyone's saying hello. Uh, Don will be in soon. He's helping a neighbor with their pool. Okay. Hey, Bathtub 49 says in the UK we pay approximately, whoa, 8.75 a gallon using exchange rate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine, guys, if we paid 8.75 a gallon? We would be charging people every time we went to their house. We'd say, "Well, I can only come if you can pay for my gas or something." Holy, oh my gosh, 8.75, and we're complaining. Oh my goodness. Uh, Nora says, "Amy, you have my permission to ask." Yeah, that really. But gas in Europe has always been a lot more expensive. When it was only, I think, um $2 here. When I was in Europe, it was 1.99 or something, and it was $6 in Europe then. So yeah. Sylvie says at the border they can search your phone even if you are a citizen to see what you have been saying online. What? Wouldn't they have to? Wouldn't they have to get a warrant? If you refuse, they can confiscate your phone for up to 3 months. Are you kidding me? I have not heard about that. I'm going to have to check into that, Sylvie. I'm not saying it's not true, but that seems totally outrageous to look in your phone without a warrant, without a probable cause, to just randomly say, "Hey, let me look in your phone," without a warrant or probable cause. I would say that if we've gotten to that point, we're living in scary, well, we are living in scary times. We're living in even scarier times. Oh my goodness. Graham says justice is only available for those with money. There aren't too many rich people in jail. Graham, you make a good point. You make a good point because it often takes a lot of money to do the research, to bring in the experts, to go find videotape, to get it, transcribed and stuff. It takes a lot of money to build a defense, a proper defense. Whereas you've got the prosecution has all kinds of resources where to defend yourself, unless you're wealthy. First of all, even getting a good attorney is very wealthy. I mean, it's very expensive. So you have to have a certain amount of money, or plow through your savings. So if you have them, and then you're up a creek. Um, Bathtub says yes, expensive, but you have to pay it. Yeah, you do, you do. Dave says, hit the button. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, hit that like button. DD Otero says, my park rent is $8.92 here in a burb of Chicago. That's pretty good, I would think, for the Chicago area around there. Oh my goodness. Sylvie says, yep, mobile home park rent for vans and trailers has never been cheap. Yeah, if you're going to live in a van and do it at $900 a month, you cannot do it living in a mobile home park, or even plugging in at campsites very often, because following COVID, the campgrounds have gone up. I said the average is 20, but that's if you have a America the Beautiful pass. It really is about $40 a night. I was checking on just a regular little camp thing, and it had no electric, no anything. It was $35 a night. No electric, no water, $35 per night. Yeah. Yeah. So Sylvie says, yep, mobile home park rent for vans and trailers. Yeah, I already read that. Tira Weidman says, that's the price of one bedroom apartment in Pasadena, California. Yeah, it's a one bedroom apartment in Pasadena. I'm surprised that rent hasn't gone up dramatically in Pasadena, given all the fires and given how many people are looking for places to rent. I'm wondering how much it's gone up since the fires in that area. Sharon says Boulder City, Nevada. Okay. Um, Jackie says, I don't like gloom. Need my California sunshine. Me too. Me too. I'm with you, Jackie. I'm with you. Oh, Sharon, your brother lives in Squam, Washington. Oh, wow. So how does he like it there? Because they say that it's really has the best weather in all of Washington. And if I go up to Bellingham, Washington this summer, I'm going to definitely check out Squam, Washington. The banana belt. Stella says the banana belt. They call it something, the rainbow something. Uh, Cheryl says, did you ever decide on a kitchen for your van? Cheryl, which van? I got so many vans here that I'm trying to get rid. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to get into that. Which van, Cheryl? My minivan, which now I have another one, which I'm getting rid of this one. But I got to do a few. I got to do a tour of this one before I get rid of it. But I'm not going to even do that yet. Um, Nancy says Bakersfield is inland in South Central Valley. Okay, okay, could be way east of Carpinteria. Okay, Nancy, thank you for that information. Sylvie says, Carol, what a tragedy that private equity has come for the mobile home parks. Yes, yes, it's a big story. And they're going in, they're doing very minimal remodeling or upgrading, and they're doubling the rents. I've talked about this before. I think it's to me it's morally bankrupt what they're doing. And what they're doing is they're raising the rent so much that many people who own the mobile homes, who've been there for 25 years, those mobile homes, some of them cannot be moved. They would fall apart, they would disintegrate. So what these people have experienced is they have mobile homes that may be fully paid for. They can't afford the rent, they're evicted, and they have to leave their mobile homes behind. And so now the park owns or has access to the home. It's just, and they have no home. It's just terrible. It's really, really terrible. Hey, Life of Lucretia, hold on. I gotta. Can you get my bell for me up there, Jessica? Do you know what bell I'm talking about?
No, that's up there actually.
Can you get it for me? It's right over there. Never mind. I can get it.
No, you can't.
Okay. Barry gave me a bell to ring. Okay, you're knocking the computer. Okay. Thank you, Lucretia. Barry gave me this antique bell to ring. He said me doing the to-do-do-do-do. He wanted me to have a bell. So,
I didn't knock it down.
so thank you, Lucretia, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Now I have a bell to ring. Courtesy of Barry. Okay. Vaughn says it's barely in the south end of Central Valley, Bakersfield. Okay. Sharon says my brother's mobile home park in Squim, Washington, is $400 per month. Now that's a good price. That's a really good price. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now I did see a couple of places I did a thing in Quartzsite. There was a mobile home park that had they had actually this one park, Patty's, had the owner of it, he's still since sold it, I think. It was a young man, but he had a mobile home. The mobile home and the rent of the lot was only $400 in Quartzsite. It was really, really, really cheap. Thank you so much, Lucretia. Lucretia, Life of Lucretia. Miss Lucretia says hi, Jessica.
Hi.
She's saying hello. Hey, pick a tree. Hello, hello. Uh, yeah. Amy says I like that. A baby adult. Yep, a baby adult. Oh gosh, Graham says fuel in the UK is crazy expensive, but you can travel from London to Inverness, Scotland, and back. Only use a tank of fuel we use a tank of fuel just to get around, just to get to town over here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Places are, you can go from one country to another over in Europe, on a tank of gas. That's so true, Graham. So true. Vaughn says, "Hi, Lucretia. Hope you're feeling better." Yes, Lucretia, I saw a while back that you were under the weather. I hope you are feeling better. Oh my goodness. Uh, Dave 49 says, "We need more tiny, small home options." Yes, we do, Dave. And I'm doing my best to try and get one of those options together in a tiny home community. I am doing my best. Hey, original Mama Grizzly, agreeing with Dave. Life of Lucretia says, "Vaughn's on a roll. Today is okay. Hubby and dog visited." Now, Lucretia, when you say hubby and dog visited, are you in the hospital or in a physical rehabilitation center or something? I hope you're doing okay. Let us know so we can pray for you and hold you up in prayer. Um, Cheryl says tiny communities are popping up in many places due to the cost of living. They are. But you know what? The cost of tiny homes is going up too. I saw one place advertising tiny homes starting at $130,000 and $140,000 for tiny homes and going up. So, you used to be able to get a tiny home. Remember when Incredible Tiny Home started? He was selling his tiny homes, I think, for $10,000. $10,000. Now, with the cost of wood and everything else, it's just insane, insane. Um, Original Grizzly Mama says, "My question still is, why is the government still doing nothing about homelessness or affordable housing?" Because I'll tell you my opinion. I don't know this for a fact, Original Grizzly Mama, but my opinion is because too many people are making too much money providing services to homeless to really be an incentive to eliminate it. You've got all these people making billions of dollars providing homeless services. And at least in California, it seems like there has not been, in some instances, a lot of accountability. So you've got this money and you're kind of being able to spend it as you want with, anyhow, don't get me started, but that's my opinion, Original Grizzly Mama, or Mama Grizzly. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. Deborah says, "I have a friend in Ireland who says he has the equivalent to over 8.60 a gallon." Yeah. Wow. Sharon says, "My brother lives in Baywood Village where the rent, the oh, it's controlled at $400 a month." Wow. Wow. Original Mama Grizzly says, "Love Ojai." Yes, I love Ojai too. And I really want to go up there and go camping very soon. Yeah, it is hot in the summer, but it's beautiful. It really is. Thank you, Miss Net. Thank you. Yeah, Vaughn, exactly. It's a money maker for them not to fix it. I knew a guy who worked in homeless services, and he said it's never going to be solved because too many people making too much money off it. Adele says, I think you could only live on $900 a month if you don't have health problems and have to pay a lot for insurance and medications." That's true. It would be under ideal circumstances, Liddell. Yeah, but now a lot of meds are coming down. Are Let me put it like this: I had a friend who had a med that was costing her $400 to $500 a month. I was able to reach out to the manufacturer, and through different things and applications, she was able to start getting her meds free. So a lot of these manufacturers have programs that if you qualify income wise, they will provide you the medications for free or very low cost. So there are some programs out there that will help you, Liddell. I think one of the major things though is that you can't have heavy credit card debt or a huge vehicle payment. Debt of any kind makes it very hard. Um, Original Mama Grizzly says, "Dear Lord Vaughns, I pay for a moral compass shift on that." Oh, I missed that. Okay. Um, Graham says the governments everywhere are doing something about homelessness. They make rules that allow the authorities to come and throw all their belongings in trash and fire and or jail them. Yeah. It's well, they just had that big case up in Grants Pass, Oregon, that made it, very difficult. And here's the I don't want to get on a soapbox here, but I'm just going to say this. At a time when more and more people are having to move into vehicles and vans and cars, more and more cities are getting hostile towards individuals in that situation. Fortunately, Oceanside did do or does now have a safe parking lot. And that's what these cities who are doing this, making it illegal to park overnight or sleep in your vehicles for people who don't have another option, they should do a safe parking lot. But a lot of them don't have the will to do it. Their residents don't want it, and they're just, to me, it's heartless. Um, let's see. Uh, Jojo says, just watch the video on living under $900 and lots of good info. Thank you, Jojo. Yeah, I did. I did a lot of research for that video because you know me, I love researching and I love providing you guys with good content and information that you can use to make informed decisions. It's hard to make sound decisions on a lot of things if you don't have accurate information. So if you have accurate information, then you can make a better and a wiser choice, when you're deciding different things. Hey, Joy B, hello, hello. Um, Cheryl says, hey, hooray, Van, I knew Carol could do it. Yeah. Nora says, if a moderator blocks a moderator, can the one, if they're a moderator who is blocked, unblock themselves? Now, that's an interesting question. I don't know. I've never had that happen. Uh, uh, 54 thumbs up. Okay, guys, we got more than that in here. So all of you guys who are in here, you globies, go over and hit that like, okay? Vaughn says, woohoo, I'm part of the greet and delete. I like that. Greet and delete. Oh my goodness. Uh hey, La Gringa. Hello, hello. It's been a while. Yes, thank you for catching a live stream. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome. There's Donald. Yes, good to see you too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh one of the holies says, Vaughn, you are too funny. Oh my goodness. That is a good question, Miss Nat. I don't know. That's a good question. No one's ever asked that question before. Uh, La Gringa says a blanket hello, everyone in the chat. Okay. Uh, Original Mama Grizzly says, is that an I can't even, I'm not even going to try and say that word, conundrum? Like if a tree falls in the wood but no one hears it, did it really happen? I guess it is. Or which came first, the egg, the chicken, or the egg? I don't know. Cheryl says cooperative living is growing. Oh, yes, absolutely, by leaps and bounds. It is, it is, it is. And I think that's a good thing because, like someone I interviewed a while back said, aging is not something you should do alone, especially if you're older. I told you a while back how we help people barter and live as a community. Seniors are the best candidates. Absolutely. I agree. I absolutely agree. Um, uh, Everyone, hey, Jojo, everyone's saying hello. Cheryl says, invest the savings and you can get some security. Yes, if you can, if you can. KJ says, I'm living in my car in Texas. I need advice on where to relocate for summer to escape the Texas heat. Yeah, yeah, I would not be wanting to live. I would not want to be, how am I going to say it? I would want, no, I don't know what's the matter with my mouth. I would not want to be living in a car in Texas in the summer. One place a lot of people go, KJ, is they go to higher elevations. Colorado, but also a lot of people go up to. Is my door open? Is your door open?
Yeah,
the light.
my door's open.
Okay, well the
so
light.
Hot.
Okay, well just stand outside for a few minutes. You want to do that?
Nowhere to sit. No.
Well, grab a seat from the back.
Okay. Are you
But
almost done?
Yeah, I am. KJ also a lot of people go to Flagstaff in the summer.
Yeah.
So Flagstaff, Arizona, it's up in the mountains.
I have to get the bell.
It's up in the mountains, and it's very, very, well, I don't know if it's real cool, but it's certainly cooler than down lower. So Colorado, um, Flagstaff, Arizona. Actually, there's mountainous areas in New Mexico. So those are some areas, but you going to higher elevations would be one thing to do, KJ. Or even coming down to San Diego near the ocean, but parking is a challenge here, especially in the summer. They're real, although they have that new um um safe parking lot in Oceanside. In fact, I'm going to swing over there and show it to you guys. Not on this live, but I'm going to swing over there, show it to you, and let you guys see what it's like. So you can see for yourself. Original Mama Grizzly says Montana. Yeah, Montana. Maybe even Wyoming. Wyoming. Do some camp hosting. Yeah, I don't know how if they, I guess they would let you camp host in a car, because I've seen other people who do camp hosting. So yeah, and there are some websites that you can look up to find out about camp hosting. Yeah, Vaughn's higher elevation. Uh, uh, Lucretia is saying, Miss Net, you're too sweet. Oh my goodness. Hey, Valerie Irvin says, original Mama Grizzly, I believe billions have already been poured into homeless programs. Unfortunately, it does not reach the homeless. Yep. I wonder if we actually could have an accurate auditing or accounting how much money out of every dollar sent for homeless services actually provides those services to homeless people. I would bet it's probably 10 cents or less per dollar. What do you guys think? Um, yeah, stay tuned. A lot of people go to Colorado. One of the holy says not that things are slowing down. I'll be able to make more. Have to get back in the groove. Okay, as far as your hot sauce. Okay. Uh I did. I've emailed a few times but didn't hear back. Yeah, I did email you back, Cheryl. I did email you back, but I'll go back and check and see if there are any emails that I didn't answer. But I know on one in particular I did email you back. Um, Sharon Gregory says, KJ, you can go on up to Squim, Washington, where my brother lives. It's beautiful up there. It is beautiful up there. And I think I'm going to look in that area too. But I don't know. I don't know how expensive land is up there. But I'm open to looking anywhere within a reasonable distance, although that's pretty far from where I am. I really wanted it within 4 to 5 hours. So if there's anything going on, I could get there in a short amount of time. Say if someone calls me in the morning and says, hey, we've got this problem, blah, 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 and whoever's the on-site manager can't handle it and I need to go up, that I can get there with the same day within a few hours, 4 or 5 hours. But that may not be possible. But we'll just have to wait and see. Don says, don't come to North Carolina if you want to beat the heat. Oh, no. No, 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 no. KJ, last time Carol was here in the summertime, the heat almost took her out. It did. It really did.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait. By the time I got on the plane, I was like, Lord, just get me home. Please just get me home. Oh, yeah, it almost did take me out. Cheryl says, sent another email, so maybe we can work together. We'll see, Cheryl. It depends. I will say this. I don't really want to own a property with someone else. I'm going to be very candid about that. At least not my first property. Maybe a subsequent one, but there are probably some things we can do in concert together. But as far as owning a property, I want to have the final say, because if you have a partner on a property, they're going to have a say, and that's only reasonable if they're partnering with you. I want to be able to have the final say on vetting people, on who comes in. I want to cultivate a certain culture at my tiny house community. And it's going to be a culture where people care about each other, I have a certain vision, and I don't want to have to, maybe debate someone if they have a different vision, and they may have a great vision, but if it's different from mine, I don't want to have to debate them. I want to be able to, someone have to have the ability to have the final say, and owning the land, I will have the final say. So as far as my tiny home community, I don't want to go into a partnership, but we can certainly look at doing some other things to help individuals who are struggling, especially seniors. But I will try and look at it today, Cheryl. If I don't read it today, I won't get to it till at least Monday because I don't do business on Sundays. At least I might go on someone else's channel on a Sunday or something, but I don't do business related to my channel on a Sunday. Um, Life of Lucretia 700. So you think 700 is the lowest that you could live? That's really handling it. That's really good. Sheila says seven. I'm sorry. Stella says 750. Okay. Elva says, my niece Bella is with me today. She is coloring and cutting my hair. Bella, first time here on your show. She says, hi. Hi, Bella. How are you, Bella? Oh, my goodness. Doing your auntie's hair. How cool is that? Hey, Tina LaPlace says, I'm real late today, but I'm here. You look beautiful today. Thank you, Tina. I think I'm already cutting it tight. Okay. So, including rent or mortgage, yeah, and say that's including rent or mortgage. But what is the low? Because that would be your overhead. What is the lowest amount you think you could live on? I know that I couldn't. I can't live on $900 here a month. Now, if I was living in a van, I could, but living in my house, I cannot because taxes, insurance, utilities, just that alone is you know, would be too close to that. So I could not in a house here. I couldn't in an apartment here because an apartment taxes, an apartment rent would actually be more than my taxes and insurance and utilities. Well, my taxes and insurance, it would be more. I do have Prop 13, so it keeps my taxes lower than a lot of people's. But even so, I couldn't live here on $900 a month, you know. It just wouldn't I would have to stop and think it would be, and then there's two of us, so I try to keep our grocery bill at $500 or less per month.
Yeah.
What are you saying ha for?
Oh, I guess because I know how you usually like to stock up on the meats.
Stock up, yeah, stock up on sale when it's marked at half price.
That takes all the space up in the freezer.
Yeah, stock up when it's on sale. That's true, I do, because I don't believe I'm not going to pay those prices, you know. Or stock up when I can get a sale like at Grocery Outlet or Aldi's. Grocery Outlet is my favorite store to shop at. I've said that many times because I can get such great deals there. But yeah, including rent or mortgage of that. Hey, Lindy. Oh, Lindy says she has spotty Wi-Fi. Okay. Well, Lindy and I have a big announcement we're going to be making, but we won't be making it today because we're going to have to coordinate it, and hopefully we'll be making it next week. But I'm glad you managed to get in for a little while, Lindy. Cheryl says gas is under $3 per gallon in Florida. Wow, that is fabulous. When we're paying here. I found there's a place that I found that has the lowest gas of anywhere I found in this whole region, and it was 402. That was cheap. 402 was cheap here. Um, I mean, really cheap. And the line, it's always a huge line to get in there. There's cars backed up all the way, you know. Sharon says, my brother lives in a mobile home park. Yeah, we saw that. Donald says, their pool is draining. Okay. Everyone's saying hello to Lindy. Graham says, if you have any room to grow something yourself, even if it's in a pot or a bucket, yes. I have bought some buckets. You know those buckets that you get at Costco with the yellow tops? I bought some of those, and I'm planting vegetables and stuff in those. Lindy's saying hello, and everyone's saying hello. Donald says gas in Europe is by the, yeah, it's by the whatever you call it, but not by the liter. Yeah, but when you even it out to gallon, though, they're doing it, evening it out what it would be at a gallon, Donald. Nora says they're advising people to use burner phones if they're traveling internationally. Wow. I hadn't heard any of this, you guys. I don't know where I've been, but I've got to start checking this out. This is crazy. Crazy. Cheryl says border is out of control due to being an emergency status and no due process. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell when you hear about what happened to my friend and how he was facing, hopefully it's going to be dismissed, but how he was facing, how he is innocent and was facing 5 to 10 years in prison. Oops, you're knocking this over, Jessica.
Sorry.
But yeah, I'm going to do a story on that as soon as his case is dismissed. But are you charging your phone to my computer?
Yes, that's possible.
Okay. All right. Well, anyhow,
it's 71. Okay. Good.
All right. Well, folks, I am going to get out of here. I'm looking to see if there's anyone. Oops.
What?
It knocked me out of my live.
You're kidding, right? So you're still there.
Sorry, Jessica plugged into my phone and it knocked me off. Plugged
Now
into
plug
my
my
computer.
phone, yeah.
Plugged your computer into my
Laptop.
and it knocked me out. Sorry, folks. I unplugged it and now I'm back. Yeah, if they do it without a warrant, welcome to scary times. But that's what someone was saying, that if you refuse to allow them to look into your phone without a warrant, that they will take your phone. Whew. Donald is saying it's correct. They can take your phone and search through it without a warrant. How is that possible? How is that possible? Oh my goodness. Rick's Gypsy says, I live on $1,500. If I stop eating and taking my medicine, I could live on 900. Well, no, that's not feasible or practical. So you're 1,500, Rick's Gypsy. What do you mind? You don't need to say the city, but do you mind if I ask what state you're in? Oh yeah, Amy, that is scary. Uh Vaughn says, I'm an amazing gardener, Graham, if weeds were edible. Nora said, it's not legal, Amy, but they do it. Wow. Don says, but only CBP can do that. What is CBP? Is that Canadian Border Patrol? California Border Patrol? Who is that? Why would Border Patrol be able to do that if you have no probable cause? To just say, oh, let me see your phone. I don't have any reason to suspect you've done a crime. I have no reason to suspect you've done anything, but I just want to look at your phone. I don't understand how anyone can do that. Face Friday Thrifter says this is why you should have Face ID to open your phone. They need a warrant to compel you to enter your code. Well, apparently they don't. Apparently they don't. Yeah, that's right. Should. That's right. Should. Friday Thrifters is the optimum word here. One of the holy vans talking about her garden is full of weeds. Oh my goodness. Um, wow. So Miss Net has a burner phone for travel. Wow. I guess I'm gonna have to consider getting a burner phone. Patrick Ross says, I had no idea that they can confiscate a US citizen's phone without cause or a warrant, happening on a daily basis. So they can just walk up to someone and say, "Give me your phone." That's like living in a communist country or something. Nora says due process is a fantasy right now. Oh my gosh. That is scary as hell, Nora. That is scary. Oh my goodness. Lifestyle coaching with Donna said $1,500, and that would feel like I was depriving myself. Well, $1,500, there are a lot of people who are living in vans for a whole lot less. I met someone living in a van on $600 a month, Donna. I'm sure you've met some people because you've been in courtside a lot who are living on a whole lot less than $1,500. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Vaughn. Okay. All right. Miss Major says I'm in California and the studios are 1,500. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna pay at least 1,500 for a studio, Miss Major. Graham says much the same here, Vaughn. My motto is sow lots of different kinds of seeds. Be prepared to. Oh, they're talking about gardening. All right. Well. Oh my goodness. Friday Thrifty says I live on the border, Vaughn. This is advice to our community. Wow. Wow. Donald says, those are my rain boots, one of the holy, not yours. Vaughn says $1,500 for a one bedroom in Pasadena seems very low to me personally. Yeah, she's saying it's $1,500 for a studio, but I think $1,500 for a one bedroom in Pasadena. In fact, let me look this up right now. I'm going to look up on the internet and see what it says. Do not do that, please, Jessica.
Can we go then now?
We will be going shortly, but I don't want to get kicked off again.
You won't.
Okay, let's see. Let me ask it. Average rent for a one bedroom apartment in Pasadena, California. Okay, according to this, the average rent for a one bedroom apartment in California, in Pasadena, California, is $2,388, according to apartments.com. Another source suggests that it's between 17 and 21. I'm thinking it's probably about 2,000 is what I would say. Old Town Pasadena, and some areas can be higher, if you're in the main area. But yeah, I'm guessing it's right around $2,000 a month is the lowest that you could probably find. Sharon says, Carol, people leave in the rain shadow. Yeah, it doesn't rain a lot like in Seattle or Forks. Yeah, that's what the librarian here was telling me. He's from Washington. He said if you want to live in Washington where it doesn't get a whole lot of rain, live in Sequim, Washington. Harsh Words with Friends says I saved up enough for my first van rig for the note to be wow, $80 a month. Holy, I would go to my hometown because the cost of living is good, but the rate at which vehicles get broken into worries me. Yeah. They were also saying in my video, I share that they say insurance is higher in Kentucky because there's a lot of vehicle theft in Kentucky. So things you have to check. You have to check, the crime, how much fraud in Louisiana. But I have all this in my video. But in Louisiana, they say that the vehicle fraud is high. I guess people faking accidents and stuff. Also, where was it? They say in Louisiana. Now, this is interesting trivia. In Louisiana, because they were talking about why the insurance is higher in Louisiana. One of the things in Louisiana is that there is the per capita number of deaths per 100,000 people in vehicle deaths is very high in Louisiana compared to other states. So that drives, I don't know why more people die in accidents in Louisiana. Maybe the people trying to have fake accidents are causing fatalities. I don't know. But also, you want to look at states that have no fault insurance. What no fault means is that if someone runs into you, you don't go after their insurance company. You have to bill your own, go after your own. So that they said that's a reason that some states have higher auto insurance. So there are a lot of factors, but I go over a lot of in my video today. So go over and 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 check it out. It's really, really a lot of good information. Miss Martyr says, I love bells a lot. Yeah, I want to thank Barry for that bell. All right. Okay, Harsh Words with Friends. Oh my. Says Rock the Bells by LL Cool J instantly played in my head. I have to go over and listen to that. That's very cool. All right. Blue True Blue True says somebody has an anger problem. Not good. Stay safe. Uh, we have a lot of we have we have individuals who have challenges. When you have certain things, certain conditions, there are challenges. But original Mama Grizzly says no, would love to visit. We'll check it out. Miss Major says rent is so much. I'm trying to go tiny. I know, trying to go tiny. Oh my goodness. So many people are trying to go tiny, Miss Major. But unfortunately, some tiny house builders are taking advantage and charging through the roof. There's a tiny house builder that I know in Northern California, and I'm trying to make a trip up there to go visit their facility. They have tiny houses that start around 30, 35,000, and actually they come furnished with the refrigerator, stove, a sofa, TV, and a couple of other things. So I really like this builder. It's a family. It's the company is a family-owned company. So I'm going to go up and check them out. But Donald's neighbor Dave told me he would build me two tiny houses if I want him to. So I keep saying I'm going to call him, but this week it's on my list to call him. And also there's a trailer I maybe that's a big maybe getting and redoing to have as my first my first tiny house on my property. All right. Graham says when I was in Humpty Doo, got on the computer and made a list of everything coming out of the territory and selling in Sydney. Planned it all with no failures. About okay. Don says Frankfurt to Paris on one tank of gas. Is that crazy? Go from Germany to France. You can in Europe. You can do that. Go from country to country. Cheryl says I'm also working on a tiny house community in a few areas in the United States. That would be great. It is so needed. So needed. Um, Lucretia says, I'd say the average mobile home park in Eugene, Oregon is $950 a month. Yeah, that's a reasonable price. Now in Quartzsite, you can find them if you do a year lease for about $300 for RV park. But you have to do a year lease and you usually have to pay up front. And then in the summer, it's so unbearably hot. That's the problem there. But in fact, I'm starting to perspire here in this car, or this van rather.
Yeah, me too.
So, uh, original Mama Grizzly says I'm planning on visiting in June, so I will check it out for sure. All right, Cheryl says they have very small ones for $10,000 to help with homeless problem. Yeah, there are very small ones, but I want something that someone can live in long term and be comfortable and feel like it's really their home. I know for a homeless person, that certainly would be living on the streets, absolutely. But I'm looking for my tiny home house community to be for people who want to live there the rest of their lives, and this is going to be their final home, their forever home. So that's what I'm looking to do. Lucretia says, I'm in a rehab center waiting for a complicated back surgery. Wow. Can't be at home safely at the time. Wow. Let's just say a prayer for Lucretia right now. Dear Lord, we just ask that you touch Lucretia's body, that you give her the strength to endure what she's going through, that you give the doctors who are going to work on her just incredible wisdom, that when she comes out of this surgery, she will be 1,000% better. She will go through it with flying colors. Her life will be immensely and immeasurably improved. And we ask that you bring this about soon and just uplift her psychologically, physically, emotionally, in every way. In Jesus' name we pray. So, Lucretia, we're praying for you and praying that you go through this surgery with flying colors, and we're just sending out good thoughts and prayers for you. All right, well, folks, I'm going to have to close it up now, and uh Donald saying, Mary Ann, hope your weekend is good too. Hey, Lisa from Outdoor Dash Travels. Hello. All right, we're getting out of here, and I know I'm probably Lagreen Lagringa says I receive just over $900 a month and live on that. I don't have any health issues at all, though, that I need to pay for, just normal van life. Okay. Now, are you boondocking, Lagringa? Are you living do you use campsites occasionally? So you receive just over 900. I'm wondering, are you living on campsites? Look, Ringa, can you email me? I'd really like to talk to you. If you could email me at gloriouslifeonwheels@gmail.com. I really do want to talk to you. Um, uh, let's see. I'm going to have to Harsh Words with Friends says they do that to people here in New Orleans. They've gotten incredibly aggressive. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying lots and lots and lots of vehicle insurance fraud in New Orleans, and also, yeah, it's a no fault state. So a lot of fraud. So insurance is much higher. They say auto insurance there. In fact, I one report. I don't know if this is accurate, but one report that I read said that Louisiana has the highest auto insurance rates per month in the entire country. So that's something to know if you're looking at considering where you're going to move, especially if you're in a van. Uh, all right. Okay, Cheryl, thanks. I'll check it out. All right, folks, I am going to head up and get out of here. Yep, cooler temperatures in higher elevations. Jennifer King says, anyone here from the southeast? I don't know. Clark says Cloudcroft, New Mexico is higher altitude. Okay, that's good information. Uh, Sheila says, go explore the North Rim dispersed forest camping in Arizona. Thanks, that's good information. Are those places also economical? Well, you can check and look. There's KJ, you can find out almost anything online these days. I would check and also see which areas might have food banks that have food distribution because you can save money like that. So I would check and see, which areas. I would check and see if it has a grocery outlet or an Aldi's or a Winco. I would see if it has some of those discount grocery stores, So I would do your homework and you can find some place. But thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing this information for KJ. Caroline Hannah says Northern New Mexico, Northern Arizona, Colorado. Yes, Flagstaff. Yep. Hey, Randy. Hello, 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 Randy. Says yes. Um, uh, Original Mama Grizzly says I like living slower. Yeah, yeah. Lagringa Van Life says Flagstaff was getting warm when I left 3 weeks ago. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Randy's in Crescent City now. So is it cooler in Crescent City, Randy? I would think it would be. Yeah, camp hosting is a good idea. You get a campsite and you get electric and water, and pick one that has a stipend that they pay you. Clark says Pescadero or Half Moon Bay, California, coastal between San Francisco and Santa Cruz almost every day. Yeah, but are there good places to park there, Clark? That's the thing. Can you boondock there? I'm not saying you can't. I'm just wondering. Okay. Cheryl's guessing that 20 cents per dollar goes to the homeless from money that's sent on them. Okay. All right. Folks, I am going to be getting off of here now. Uh, I'm going to be, I know I'm missing a lot of comments, but I got to get off of here, got to go and have some places I've got to go. I hope I've said hello to everyone. I love each and every one of you. Lagringa, if you will, Gmail me. Yeah, email me. Love you all. Just have one. I'm going to give you one more glance at the beach, at the ocean before I leave. Oh, I'm going to do this from outside because it got a little sunny here. The fog kind of cleared off, but I think you can probably, oh, I'm sweating here. I think you can probably hear the waves if you listen. Oh my goodness, is this beautiful or what? Are we lucky or what? Okay, folks, I've got to go. Love each and every one of you. May your journeys be filled with joy and blessings in abundance. And go over and check out my video. And I will see you guys next week. And I have some videos coming out next week. And hopefully, the end of next week, I'll be able to tell you this friend of mine's story, his horror story in Mexico. All right, I'll see you guys later.